sport. I alluded to this, and that's shifting our focus onto the Comrades Marathon. We're all celebrating when Caroline Vosman and Gift Kelehe were the champions, but what was happening further down in the field? Well, according to Ultimate Live, the last man to cross the finish line, Jan Paulus Koorts, was the 12,775th athlete across the finish line. Now, among the thousands that braved the Comrades Marathon this past weekend, Hazel Moller was clocking in her 9th over 85-kilometer run in 10 days. Hazel ran close to 850 kilometers from Johannesburg down to Durban leading up to Sunday's race. She joins us now in studio to chat to a little bit more about this. Good morning and welcome to Morning Live.
Thanks, Valen.
Okay, so just explain to us exactly what you did. You call it 10 in 10.
Yeah.
So explain to us what you did. I'm sure you have got a car. I mean, I know you're an engineer. You could have driven down to Durban and then run.
I think my husband would have preferred that instead of being on the road for 10 days. No, the initiative started last year, and a certain member of my club said to me, why don't you do 10 comrades, and then we can call it 10-10, a charity event. Because I wanted to do it for charity. It started off for charity. And he said, just run 10 of them. And unfortunately, you know, the Comrades route itself is on highway, so you can't go and run it up and down 10 times. So we said, all right, well, let's do the scenic route and enjoy South Africa a bit. So we ran from Bedfordview, and every day we did between 86 and 90 kilometers, which is the official Comrades distance, under 12 hours. That's the prerequisite. So every day it was Comrades, or the equivalent. And then the last one was the uprun.
I mean, how are you feeling now?
I'm feeling much better than 2 days ago. I went through major emotional and mental strain, more than physical, funny enough, in the 10 days. You know, it was for pets empowerment in the townships that we did the fundraiser, and that whole struggle that animals go through, you feel. You feel that close near death experiences, for want of a better word, but the struggle, the mental struggle. But now I'm feeling great, absolutely great.
I mean, on day 8, I know that you started and you did 30 kilometers, and then another lady who was trying to do the challenge with you, who ended up doing 5 Comrades distances within the 10 days, she managed to see through that 8th day. Just tell us a little bit about that emotional breakdown and what actually happened, because, I mean, that was just 2 days before you had to run the uprun, the big Comrades Marathon that everybody saw on TV.
Yeah, Michelle Marais from Panorama Running Club, she started with me. And it was wonderful because she's so enthusiastic and so inspired. And to do something like that on your own is not fun. After 3 days, she stopped through dehydration because it was very hot out there. And she came back. It just so happened she was there on the 8th day, thank goodness, to carry the torch, for want of a better word, because I must have done about 30 or 35 Ks that day, but of those 35 Ks, I think I cried for 32. I was crying and crying for no apparent reason. I was just emotionally drained. And my husband was going next to me in the car and saying, what's wrong with you? And I didn't know. I was like, well, I don't know. But the money wasn't coming in as much as I wanted. And I'm thinking, I'm doing all this for nothing. And I think it's just the mental toll of hanging on and focusing for like 9 to 10 hours every day just hit me. Physically, I was fine. I went and saw a doctor in Howick, and just a lovely old man who just brought me in and said, no, your CPK levels are too high, which is basically muscle breakdown enzymes that go into your body. But that's it. Everything else you're fine, so go run, he said to me. So that was it. It was truly an experience of learning the human body, because all I wanted to do was sleep.
I mean, I've got to ask you this, because last year you started it, and I know you got through, I think, 5 or 6 last year.
Yeah.
And then you went to run a Bull Rowan in 2014, which was just phenomenal on the down run. But there was another man that ran with you, and that was Hilton. He did manage to do the 10 in 10. Did you get some advice from him on how to actually do this? Because, I mean, as much as you guys did it together last year, he was the one that was able to see it out. What did he say to you?
I don't think he really didn't have that much Well, for anything to say, because I think both Hilton and I know by this stage of running that you've just got to put your head down and do it, and hope that the body holds it together. He said to me at one stage, there was a Facebook message I read, I think it was about the 6th day, he said, just hang in there, the end's worth it. And that rang true. And then I thought, you know what, that last day, better beat Hilton, hey? Sorry, Hilton.
You say that it was great to take the scenic route and see South Africa. What was the reception like on the road? Because I'm sure there was also lots of very lonely patches.
Very lonely. The first 2 or 3 days were horrible. The wind was in our face. It was through desolate areas of the Orange Free State. But then you get to a town and the hospitality of the accommodation was fantastic. It lifted you up for the next day. And I did have runners coming out. There were, the last day, obviously I was for half of it was from Howick to just past Drummond. And we saw lots of people preparing. And you only then realize how much preparation goes into Comrades, because there were people on the road all the time encouraging, and that was fantastic.
How much money did you end up raising for pets?
We're not sure yet. A challenge went out yesterday to all the small companies. Vodacom Chats actually is giving us the equivalent of 250 Rand per person per day. And now they have challenged all the smaller companies to do the same. And I think it was AG Mobile stepped up to the plate, and they said fine. So the money's still coming in. So I would say we're sitting on about 50,000 as we stand now, but we're hoping for more. Now that it's done, that they've said, okay, I've been through this hell. Maybe they people realize it wasn't just a gimmick.
Yes. Would you do it again?
2 days ago, I said, not a chance. Not a chance. Michelle Marie, who started with me, I think she might want to do it. She definitely will want to do it. She's as strong as, she's such a strong woman, head-wise, everything physically. If she wanted me to do it with her, I might.
Gee whiz, what a challenge that you guys have undertaken. And what are your tips for Ayanda? Because Ayanda also wants some tips on how to go from novice runner to Comrades finisher.
Start walking. Just jog and walk and love every minute. You get out. Running is a love, it's a passion. And if you don't have that love, you won't do it. You won't carry on. You'll just do it, seasonally. So go out, join a running club. That's always nice because of the social side. And that will definitely get you on a Comrades program. But love what you're doing. Enjoy the scenery. Enjoy South Africa.
Now, I know you were out on the route when Gift Kilehe and Caroline Bosman came across the finish line, but I mean, what was it like for you as a runner, having taken part in the 90th edition, to have seen that we had 2 South African champions for the first time since 1992?
Phenomenal. I mean, I must have been at about 60 Ks when Caroline finished, and just to hear that. And also Yolandi McLean, who I know quite well, she was in the top 10. To hear that we had done so well was fantastic. And our Gift's coach, I know him, and he puts so much effort into it. John Hamlet, he really does. He deserves that win. And as for Gift, wow. That's all you can say. It kind of gives you goosebumps that South Africans can be so tough.
You actually show that, just how tough South Africans can be. What did your doctor say when you had finally done this 10 in 10?
I haven't spoken to any of them. I've been told to see a few psychologists, but besides that, nothing. You know what? The conditions this year were so hard. And I said to Chris, my husband, afterwards, Africa is not for sissies. A -3 in Bethlehem to 28 degrees. Yeah, it was hard. It was tough.
And was it all worth it?
Absolutely. The camaraderie, the friendship, the support, my family, my husband. If I could love him more, I wouldn't know where to put my heart. Michelle and Bruce, her husband, just those relationships will last forever. That's what it's about. Meeting people with a similar cause and who feel so passionately about the charity and the sport. My running club, just amazing, absolutely amazing.
Lovely stuff. Well, congratulations
Thank
for
you.
doing such a for embarking on such a phenomenal journey and actually doing it, and for the
Yeah,
second
it's
year
good.
actually taking it on. Thank you very much. That's
Thank
Hazel
you.
Moller, who is behind 10 in 10. She ran close to 900 kilometers, and that's including the Comrades Marathon, in 10 days for no other reason other than raising money for pets in South Africa's townships. So, Ayanda, you got your advice from Hazel. She says start baby steps. Just start by walking. That sounds easy enough. All right, we'll chat to Ayanda in a short while, but let's cross over